Hey class. So today is your second lesson, and this lesson is also on circumference. Notice I'm still wearing my pie shirt. I'm doing a lot of these videos at the same day, so don't think I just wear my pie shirt every day. I promise. Okay, so hopefully yesterday you guys got the idea about what pi is in relation to a circle. Okay, so I want to just remind you guys of a couple words. So the word circumference, okay, is just like perimeter when we're dealing with a circle. Okay, and if you guys remember, the pi is the ratio between the circumference and the diameter of a circle. So it's really common that someone will say, you know, oh, the diameter is 12, what's the circumference, or something like that. So you guys have to know this really important formula that their circumference is pi times the diameter. Okay. So just in like my oatmeal, whatever the diameter was, if I multiply that by pi, I get how far round the oatmeal can is, okay? All right, so that's the most important thing that you have to know. We usually shortcut it and write C equals pi d, okay? All right, and remember that a diameter, okay, is all the way across the circle. This is the diameter, okay? And if you remember, a radius is halfway across the circle like this. So sometimes I'll give you a radius. The first thing you do is then find the diameter by doubling it, then find the circumference, okay? These videos are gonna be pretty short. We're just gonna learn a little bit each day, so I'm just gonna do a couple of examples on how to find circumference, okay? All right, so my circles aren't going to be perfect, but what I want you guys to do on your paper, just like you should have like scratch paper out when you're doing this or whatever, is I want you guys to draw a circle, okay? And I want you just to draw a line all the way across and write that that is 14 centimeters, okay? So that is the diameter. And my question would be, okay, what is the circumference? And on this homework, I'm going to ask you to write it two ways, like rounded to a certain value, and then to leave it exact. So the first thing you would do, okay, is if I wanted you to leave it exact, remember that means leave it with the number pi in it. So the formula says it's pi times the diameter. The diameter is 14, so you just take 14 and multiply it by pi. Even though the formula says pi d, we almost always write the number first because it just looks better. So the circumference would just be simply pi d. Like, it's that easy. This is the exact answer, okay? And then oftentimes I'll say, give me that answer rounded to a certain value, okay? So then you would take this and type it into your calculator. And I want you guys to use pi always, don't use 3.14. So you would type in 14 pi in your calculator, and the calculator gives me, you know, this 43.9822. So this would be a rounded answer, 43.98. Oh, I wrote that, Judy. Would be rounded to the hundreds. If I want you to round to the 10th, it would be 44, because this 8 would actually change that to a 0, would bump it up, so this would be 44, would be another way to round this. This would be rounded to the tenths, which also sometimes I'll say like rounded to the nearest whole number or whatever, so that would also be that, okay? All right, so let's do another example. So on this problem, I want you guys to draw me a circle, and right here, I want you guys to just tell me that that is 5 millimeters. Okay, so if I ask for the circumference, okay, if I want the exact circumference, the only thing different is this is the radius, and the formula has the diameter in it, so the diameter of this would be 10. Because if the radius is 5, you have to double it to get the diameter, so the circumference would be 10 pi. And remember, that's the exact value. Okay, now I want you guys to type in 10 pi into your calculator. So 10 pi, make sure you use the whole number pi, and you get 31.4159. So rounded to the 10th, that would be 41.4. Okay, rounded to the hundredths, that would be 31.42. Okay, so it just kind of depends on, and I'll tell you like which one I want you guys to round it to. Okay, so we're gonna only do one more thing on this. Okay, so I'm gonna use like a Ferris wheel as an example, but anything that's circular would work. Okay, all right, so let's say you were on a Ferris wheel. See if I can draw one. Okay, it's a little Ferris wheel, and you know, has like those little buckets. Buckets are getting weird looking. Okay, all right. And let's say that this had a diameter of 130 feet. Okay, so one question I could ask you is, if you're in this Ferris wheel, how much distance have you traveled? And really, you're traveling in a circle. So when I'm asking you, if you're here in this bucket and you go all the way around, the distance you travel is the circumference of the circle, okay? So if I said, how much would it take to go once around? So once around, okay? You would say, well, that is just simply the circumference. So that is 130 pi feet. Okay, make sure you don't forget the pi part. So that's if you went around once. But on a Ferris wheel, you usually just don't go around one time. So one of the rides said you get to go around 6 times. So you're here, you go around, that's 130 pi. You go around again, another 130 pi. Around again, another 130 pi. So if I said you could make 6 revolutions, they're called revolutions when you go around, okay? How far did you travel? You would just simply take the circumference, which is 130 pi, and multiply by how many times you went around, which is 6, okay? If I wanted you guys to leave your answer exact, you would say that is 780 pi feet, okay? But sometimes it's kind of nice to know how far that actually is. So you can also take that number, times it by pi, and round it to the nearest, so rounded to the nearest foot. Okay, that is 2,450 feet. Okay, if you wanted to round it to the 10th, it'd be 2,450.4 feet. Round it to the hundredths, 2,450.44 feet. Okay, all right, so that should be enough. I only assigned a few new homework problems, and then you guys are going to have some review just to keep up on the stuff that we've been learning. All right, take care, you guys. Bye.